Well, the NBA point guard, widely regarded as the greatest Toronto Raptor of all time, is back in the city today. Kyle Lowry returned to announce his retirement from the game, and in doing so, he also got his wish. He signed a one-day contract with the team so he could retire as a Raptor.
This is a special moment for me. Words can't really describe it. I always said that, I would retire a Toronto Raptor, and that was everything. This place is, I call it home. I mean it through and through. Everything about the city of Toronto, the country of Canada. It's done special wonders for me.
The Raptors will also honor Lowry by retiring his number 7 jersey at Scotiabank Arena during the upcoming regular season. It's only the second time a jersey number has been retired by the franchise. The other is Vince Carter's number 15. Lowry played 9 seasons for Toronto and helped bring home the team's first NBA championship in 2019. The 40-year-old left the Raptors in 2021 after being traded to the Miami Heat. He spent his last 2 seasons with the Philadelphia 76ers. And the CBC's Greg Ross is at the Raptors practice facility where Kyle Lowry announced his retirement. He joins us now live. Hey, Greg. So the Raptors organization billed today's event as a milestone announcement. Tell us a little bit more about how it all went down.
Yeah, Arthi, we had been hearing about this from years. I remember the day that Kyle left to go and play for the Miami Heat. He said, one day I will come back. I'll sign a one-day contract. He said he didn't care. He just wanted to retire as a member of the Toronto Raptors. Well, here's that ceremonial one-day contract that Kyle Lowry signed today. It's not a real contract, but it's very meaningful for this team. There's no doubt about it, because he is such an integral part of this franchise. He played 20 seasons in the NBA, 9 of those with the Toronto Raptors, and they made it to the playoffs 7 times with Kyle Lowry, a member of this team. He was a 6-time All-Star with the Toronto Raptors. He still holds some franchise numbers. He's the franchise leader in assists, steals, and three-pointers. There's talk that you said it, greatest Raptor of all time. Fans like to call him the GOAT. There's talk about potentially one day erecting a statue outside of Scotiabank Arena for Kyle Lowry. His number, we know, will be retired, will go up to the Raptors at some point. The Raptors go up to the rafters at some point in Scotiabank Arena this season. That will be another special moment, but no doubt the entire career for Kyle Lowry, he says, was special. He talked about just being a part of this team and being in this country.
This place has just been special for me, since the day I got here. We had some rough times, but I think, when the playoffs and we got back to the playoffs and the fans showed their support, and me being here and being around the city and being around the organization, being around the country, it's a special place. It's no place like other. There's one team for the whole country. And to do what you do and what you could possibly do here, your fan base goes a long ways, right? And when you play for Canada's team.
Yeah, and he was never forgotten by the fans, even though he came back wearing a different uniform for several years after leaving the Raptors. And there was one special moment earlier this year in January, his last game at Scotiabank Arena. He's with the Philadelphia 76ers, now just a role player coming in off the bench, playing very little time with the Sixers this season. But here in Toronto, towards the end of that final game, fans started cheering. He hadn't been in the game yet. They started chanting, "We want Lowry. We want Lowry." And finally, they actually put him in the game, and there was a massive standing ovation. I asked him about that today. He said that was just another special moment that he will never forget. Now, it's not clear what his future holds. Will he join the front office of the Raptors? Will he continue on in basketball in some way? Well, I can tell you, we do know that he is going to have a connection to this city, because it was also just announced today that him and his wife, Ayana Cornish Lowry, have joined the ownership group of the Toronto Tempo. That just announced today, so he's going to be around. He's going to be a part of this city forever, and of course, he will always be a Toronto Raptor.
You know, when we're talking about some of the familiar faces from that 2019 championship run, of course, there's Kyle Lowry, but we also know that the NBA championship is kind of synonymous too with Kawhi Leonard. He's also coming back to the franchise. It seems like, at least for today, the boys are back in town. What did Kyle Lowry have to say about that?
You know what's so interesting? We know that that contract is going to be signed at some point. We know the trade has happened. It just hasn't been made official yet. But I think we now can feel pretty confident that it's going to happen soon, because Kawhi Leonard walked into this gym to be a part of this moment with with Kyle Lowry today. So that was kind of incredible to see him back. He is now in the city working out a contract to extend and be here for a period of time with the Raptors. Obviously, he had maybe the greatest season ever as a member of the Toronto Raptors, and it led to that championship. So that was a big moment, and Kawhi Leonard being here, I think, and Kyle just talking about it, saying this about him coming back to the team.
I think the moves that Bobby is making and what he's doing, they know what they're going to do. They're trying to win another championship. And starting with that guy right there, you get him to that point, your championship is the only aspiration, and that's why he's here. And I can't wait to watch these guys grow and gel together, because it's going to be special.
Yeah, Arthi, this was a big press conference, but we're expecting very soon another big press conference to announce that signing of Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, Greg, we know you'll be on it. Thanks for this. That's the CBC's Greg Ross in Toronto.